Hello YouTube, this is EnderTech27 coming back at you for computer maintenance. Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you the program CCleaner and how well it works, and just give you a little background on how a computer kind of works and what you need to keep track of if you're trying to maintain it for maximum performance. Okay, so here's the application right here. This is CCleaner. Okay, so when it opens up, you have a few options to use. So you have right here, this is the CCleaner tab, where it basically goes in and deletes cookies from your browsers, so like Internet Explorer, Firefox, or Google Chrome. And what that does is it helps to speed up your computer, because a lot of the times you have these like websites open that you don't go to a lot, and it takes longer for the browser to open. So by doing this, you just click Run Cleaner, and this is freeware too. It can be, you can just do a simple Google search and find it for free. It's a really great application. I highly recommend it. So as you can see, it says that 117.9 megabytes was removed. So it actually cleared the cache of the internet that I've used. So you can see, like here, I had the Internet Explorer open, as well as recent documents, temporary files, and Google Chrome. So like Internet Explorer obviously is a browser. Windows Explorer is just like stuff I've been doing within the Explorer that I'm using. Temporary files are basically files that are used for downloads and stuff like that, where you go over, you click download on something, and it needs to keep track. It has to like track it somewhere. So this is especially true if you're like opening a kind of like a Word document or something, and you're just viewing it. It still needs temporary files in order to have that available to you. And then Google Chrome is another browser that I had. So because I did this, it removed that, which is good. However, if you're gonna do this, you should keep in mind that you should make exceptions in the options for specific websites so you don't lose your password information, but I'll go over that in a second. So that's what this does, and then this is the registry. So what this does is, if you're installing or uninstalling programs, they often leave behind like registry values that aren't deleted, and they're just left on your system. And the problem with this is that when your computer starts up, it is looking for those like registry values that don't like mean anything anymore. So what this does is it scans for the unused ones and prompts you to delete them. So I'm going to scan right now, and you can see right now here's some applications that I have that aren't required anymore. So these are the ones I'm trying to get rid of. So it says fix selected issues, and then you can either do each individual one and skip through it, or you can fix all of them at the same time. This is what I do. It's a lot easier. So what it does is it actually deletes the registry key, so when you start up Windows, it will no longer look for it. And then this is kind of cool. This goes back to what I was talking about before with the exceptions. So you can go over and, well, actually, no, this is a different tab, but this has its own built-up uninstall programs. So if you're not familiar with add or remove programs with the Windows interface, you can actually just come right here. Here's the install tab, and these are programs that I have on my computer right now, which if I just click on it, I have the option to like run uninstaller, which would go into Windows and use the one that is currently on it and go through the process of uninstalling it for you. And then after you would do that, you would have leftover registry keys, like I mentioned before, so you could actually clear that out with this tab right here, which is really good. Now this is startup. This is pretty cool too. a lot of people aren't aware that their computer, when it starts up, there's a lot of applications that actually run in the background, which slows its boot time. So this can manually be done by clicking the Start menu and clicking MSCONFIG and clicking Enter. And then if you click Startup, these are the list of programs that start up when your computer starts. But the problem with this is it's kind of hard to tell what does what. I mean, obviously there's some like iTunes and Google Update that are, and like Facebook that could easily be removed. But not a lot of people are aware of that, so this is a good way to do it without remembering that that shortcut in your Start menu. And I think this is a lot easier to recognize, which, I don't know, at least I've found that it's easier to recognize like what company or what things you can like disable at boot up. But there is one warning if doing this: make sure you know what you're disabling before you do it, because if you disable something that's important, like I don't know, maybe your trackpad to your mouse, I mean, that could be pretty disastrous. So make sure you know, if you're going to disable something, make sure you know what it is before you disable it, and make sure it's like a third-party like application, such as like Dropbox or iTunes or something like that. Make sure it's not like part of the core computer drive. So and then this right here is like a system restore. So Windows also has this too, like within its own Explorer. What I can do is I can go in and just restore up to this point. So if I had any problems with the programs, or if I had any viruses or anything, I could restore to this point. So if I wanted to go to 8/10/2011, I could go and it would restore this computer to that state, which is kind of nice if you had a virus that was affecting your computer and you can do anything to fix it. Now, with maintenance, there's also defragmenting. That's what Drive Wiper basically is. This is also available on Windows, but it's a lot more complicated. So what you do is you pick your drives. So this right here is my main operating system. And so what you would do is you click Wipe, and then what it's doing is it's like going over and like it's gonna take a long time. But what it does is it defragments. So I'm just gonna cancel this for now. But what it does is it defragments, and it goes over and it takes like things that you've deleted or like moved to other folders, and it like wipes out that temporary data and stuff, so it can go over and make your computer perform better, which is really important if you're this is another thing that's overlooked with a lot of people who use computers. So if you do this, your computer is sure to speed up, especially with using all the other tools that is on CCleaner. Okay, so this is the Options tab. Now this is what I was talking about before. So I'll start with settings first. So here you have the settings. These are just basic stuff like run CCleaner when the computer starts. I don't do that just because it would slow the boot time. And a lot of applications have this option, so you might want to look into checking those applications and make sure this is unchecked unless you're okay with that. But these are just simple options and stuff, and this just tells you what they do. Then cookies. So this is what I like. So as I said before, if you're going to use a cleaner right here, you're going to have to go over and type in the passwords of some of the websites that you, because it's clearing everything from the internet. While it speeds up your computer, it also gets rid of the passwords and stuff. However, with this cookies tab under options, you can actually go over and make exceptions. So as you can see, I have exceptions for Facebook, Google, like I think that's Hotmail, Gmail, Netflix, StumbleUpon, Tumblr, Twitter, Google, Yahoo. So by doing this, when I go back to my browser, whether it be Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Opera, and so forth, it would keep this information, so I wouldn't be worried when I'm going over to clear it out. And then these are like custom files to delete and folders to empty. If you're not an advanced user, I wouldn't recommend using this. Exclude, this is kind of along the same line. So like if you want to like disregard a folder, that I don't really know why you would want to do this, but if you wanted to not include a folder that for fragmenting, defragmenting, you could add the folder here and it would just skip that process. And then these are just other simple processes that you can do with this program. Basically just little simple things, so like show initial results in detailed view and only delete files, and the Windows temporary folder older than 24 hours. So these are more of like advanced options. This could basically go under the settings too. So that concludes my using CCleaner application and learning about maintenance. So if you guys have any questions, leave comments and I'll be sure to respond to them. Thanks for watching.